Hi, folks. How are we doing? It's Thursday afternoon. I woke up and I thought, man, I don't get to go meet with y'all. Um, yeah, well, I, I'm going to say it again. These are unusual circumstances, but y'all really deserve credit for being flexible and being very understanding and really, really rolling with it. So I'm very proud of everybody in the class, and I mean that sincerely. So, um, okay, well, we get to meet virtually, and so we're going to talk about Hawthorne today. And I want to say a few introductory remarks about Hawthorne. Maybe you remember when, after the exam, and we were getting into this new unit on Romanticism, that um, there are two different kinds of romanticism. One is transcendentalism, and of course, we've been talking about that at some length with Emerson and Thoreau, and to a degree, Margaret Fuller. Um, and now we're going to switch gears. Now we're going to talk about another flavor, if you will, of romanticism called the Gothic or dark romanticism. And you probably already remember a little bit about that. Maybe you remember that lecture I gave several weeks ago when I was talking about Twilight and 50 Shades of Grey and all that, that those are just present day incarnations of the Gothic. Um, but so remember everything I said about the Gothic back then, and I'm just going to build on that a little bit. And I'm sure there's a way to upload PowerPoint onto Canvas, but I'm just not going to do it. um, Instead, I'll just give the PowerPoint slideshow this way. So, yeah, so here we go. The two writers of American Gothic that we're going to be looking at this semester are Hawthorne and Poe. And I know everyone knows both of these folks, and they have an awful lot in common, as we'll see. So, okay. So, just as a way of contrasting the Gothic with Transcendentalism, here we see for Transcendentalists, peace and goodness in nature, creation, God, and self. They believed it was there, and just with self culture, it could be accessed. It could be brought to the surface. With practice, we can access that divinity from within, conscience from within, as you recall. Okay, now for dark romantics, they will say the deeper you dig into the self, the more evil and darkness and mystery you're going to see. So, as I have here, mystery, horror, evil in nature, creation, God, and self. So here you see this is a very peaceful and serene view of nature, and not so much here. I mean, think about Twilight. The woods are creepy and scary and all that. In fact, over here it looks like these are even shadows of people just lurking about there. So, so you get the idea. The deeper you dig into the human soul, the more capacity for evil you're going to see. I mean, think about the creepiest Poe story you've ever read. Um, Mask of the Red Death, or the Telltale Heart, or the Black Cat. People are just exploring the depths of their madness and evil and inability to comprehend reality. Okay, so that's all mainstays of the Gothic. Yeah, so there's a very real fascination with evil. Emerson and Thoreau believed that, darkness was there. People were capable of doing bad things, but people behaved badly just because they hadn't yet figured out how to access that inner divinity. A writer like Hawthorne or Poe, they're not so sure. Look at Reverend Hooper, um, a great man of learning and of religion, and really, really trying to be true to his faith, and it's ambivalent, deeply ambiguous if what he's doing is ultimately good or not. Okay, so evil. And if there's evil, there's going to be Dr. Evil. Maybe you remember, um, um, oh, darn it, Mike Meyer in, man, why did the name of that movie I just all of a sudden drew a blank. Anyway, well, you know what I mean. Okay. All right, so this is a useful beginning point to understand how transcendentalists are different from writers of the Gothic. I'll even move up closer here. You can write this down. Transcendentalists awaken us to the divine nature of things through self-culture. We are awakened to our divine nature and to the miraculous nature of creation. Okay. Now, with the Gothic, this is what we have. Hawthorne and Poe awaken us not to the divine, but to the dark and mysterious nature of creation with complex questions and no easy answers. Think about with Reverend Hooper again. Why is he wearing that veil? Is it ultimately good what he's doing or not? There are just no easy answers there. Writers of the Gothic like Hawthorne and Poe are deeply skeptical about transcendentalist claims regarding the innate goodness of humanity, and instead explore the nature of sin and humanity's inability to understand itself. Right? Think about, again, Reverend Hooper wearing that veil, that maybe doing that. He's getting to be closer towards understanding himself and other people. Okay, maybe so, but at the same time, he's driving his fiancée away. She feels like, as a result, she is able to understand him less and less, even while he seems to think he's understanding ultimate reality more and more. So, yes, there's this fundamental inability for humanity to understand itself and to understand other people. Okay, and then I have this all in great big letters here. Impenetrable mystery. This is a theme that comes back over and over and over and over and over and over again in works of the Gothic. Why is Hooper wearing the veil? What exactly does this birthmark represent? Or think about other classic works of the Gothic. Moby Dick by Herman Melville with a white whale. That the white whale. What exactly does that mean? And you got me. No one really seems to understand. Impenetrable mystery. Or with a Scarlet Letter. A lot of folks read that in high school, maybe suffered through it. I actually really liked the book. I hope you did too. But that letter A, what exactly does that mean? Is Scarlet, Scarlet, wrong story. Is Hester Prynne, is she a good person, remarkable? Do we like her for breaking the rules and willing to do all these things for the sake of love? Or is she a bad person? She was a temptress and she led poor Dimmesdale astray. She transgressed. She was a married person and got involved in a romantic liaison with someone who should have been hands off. So, impenetrable mystery. Okay. So think of that whenever we're looking at any works of the Gothic for the rest of this semester. Okay, so that's the end of that slideshow. Hello, it's me again. Okay, well, let's do this. Actually, I'm going to let what we just did here, I'm going to let this be part one, and I'm going to upload this video, and then I'm going to start part two, which is going to be specifically on Hawthorne's story, the minister's black veil. Okay, stay tuned.